Hi, welcome to today's pod recording. That I definitely didn't start for the third time. Oh man, I'm so new to this recording shit. I'm sorry if this is gonna seem a little lackluster, but I am having fun. And this is good. Jesus Christ. All right, let's get serious. All right, we're gonna see what you pick. I already know because I've already watched this 3 times.
It also doesn't help that I'm. It's not a good sign early on that I'm queuing in bronze, but whatever.
That's all right. Rank doesn't matter when you're trying to get better. The only thing that you should focus on is you yourself. Especially at this rank, it's all men for themselves and women.
Nowhere to go but up.
I do like though that you are considering getting people to join chat. If you wanted to, you could have put into the text chat, ask people to join, and if they didn't join, well, probably for the best. They're probably really toxic, and you don't want them in your comms anyway.
Yeah, I'm the only one. Oh, there's only one other person in voice chat. I mean, I'll try to get on the comms, but
Yeah, practicing your comms here is going to be really good because then you can find out what works, what doesn't work, as well as like what people respond to, and just the best methods for you in the role that you're in. So I think I heard a Symmetra teleport behind you. So just a little lack of situational awareness there, but luckily your Junkrat was on it. Um, Careful about pushing here. So ideally, pause in time. This corner here is actually where you want to. I mean, I wouldn't ideally hold here, just because when you get into higher ranks, you'll find that the enemy's going to be able to push through here pretty easily, and you're going to get just wiped immediately. But for now, you can definitely just hold back here. Allow your McCree to get some picks, build up his ult charge. You use your Fire Strike to also build up ult charge, and the world is good. I had some hilarious phrasing issues when I was mentioning that last fight here. Something about your Hammond being too far in the back line. See if anyone else can piece that together. All right. So, yeah, this is at the moment when things go a little too far. Luckily, you didn't get caught out by the Mei wall, and you're able to come back safely to your team. But I wouldn't push past that bridge. But this is bronze, so why not? Let's just go ahead and put an ult into that.
how did I not see this May here?
I just think I'm just a small lack of spatial awareness. It's okay though.
Just gonna fall back.
Yeah, good idea. Your McCree is stupid, so don't encourage him. Your break's a little stupid there too. We're gonna go over how to back out as Ryan a little bit quicker. I don't think you could have made it out even with the tech I will show you,
Yep, that's an overextension.
but at least you recognize that it's an overextension. And it's important when you realize those mistakes that you try not to do it again, at least in the same game. If you can prevent it in the same game, you know you're learning. And whether or not you win or lose, at least you learn something. So that's something to keep in mind. So the pathing here, I'm going to back it up. I probably wouldn't recommend going in straight to point like this for a couple of reasons. Primarily, if you walk this way and an enemy DPS comes this way, because you don't know exactly who's on point right now, you have no comms, no one's telling you what's going on the point. You do see a Symmetra beam, so you can imagine there might be turrets somewhere. But if another DPS were to come by this way, or a tank, or a support that has some damage capabilities, they're going to be able to get some free damage onto you, and you're already going back into this fight that's already super scrappy with less health. So you probably just want to take this right path here, join up with your brig, and then assess where you want to position yourself around the point. Great kill onto Mercy. Try to kill onto the hog. And this ball's just going to try to spin to win here. Yeah. This is just pretty scrappy at this point. You're doing pretty well, holding yourself. There's not much you can do when things are just super uncoordinated.
Nope.
I'm going to go over that charge and just give you some tips on how to kill Hammonds that are spinning around the point. Yeah, just great job maintaining point. I like the aggression. I'm not sure if you realize, well, obviously you killed at least one person, but you have your entire team up behind you. So definitely keep punishing people who are pushing into a fight that is not winnable. Now we're a little too far. And here's where the back out tech that I'm going to show you will help you out a lot. Yeah, I can't, weird shatter usage, but I understand you're trying to stall things out. Instead of going after the hog, you could have tried to go after the Moira. Looks like she might have already backed out. I'm gonna pause here. This is the mistake I think you make in this fight. So you have two people here when you shattered. You had a Moira at the choke and you had a hog on the other side. You do have your Brig with you. And while I would have preferred if you had gone for the Moira, I understand you probably thought she can fade out, which she ends up doing. Actually, she doesn't. She tried pushing in. Okay, so now you have three people there. Your Brig just rallied, so it's a 2v3. And there's two people on point. Your Mercy just died, and I don't know if I saw anyone else on point. So they can take some ticks here while you clean up the Mercy and the Moira here. Maybe kill the hog. If you don't kill the hog, at least you get him further away from point. Then you and Brig can turn around. You charge onto point to start contesting. Allows time for your Brig to either keep holding off the hog, allow you to get on point and start killing things. And by that point, your support and other DPS should be at the point. Oh yeah, look, we have our McCree right there. So there's no immediate rush for you to turn around and contest point, especially when they have so much progress that they have to make. So you could have definitely fought this out with the Brig and helped out a bit there. So I hear the hog ulting behind you. Nice kill on the Junkrat there. But you just keep taking unnecessary damage here, and will die because of that.
Healers there, right?
Yeah, well, you left your Brig.
Nice. Wait for me just a little longer. I mean, I'm gonna try and contest it, but it might be winnable.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to not to contest with the new 2 CP rules. Defenders, when their first point objective is taken, if they die within like a couple, like I think it's like 10 seconds or 15 seconds of the point being capped, or are already dead, you have a 3-second respawn. But that fight looked like it was lost a while ago, so probably should have held on to that shatter.
I guess I'll go Orisa. Try it.
Cool.
My Orisa's not that great though.
So we're swapping over to Orisa, so we want to keep in mind that she's really good at controlling people. You'll be able to move the hog, you'll be able to move the ball that's right there. Ball right in front of you. As Orisa, though, you want to kind of put your shield a little further up. So when you first came onto point here, you want to put your shield like right up at the bridge, like up here, because it's going to allow your team, if they get rushed, to fall back. They'll have a shield there for a little bit, and by the time they get there, you'll have another shield you can put down if you need to go forward or backwards. Putting it here, you offer the enemies a lot of space to move into without getting any pressure aside from any damage that could be thrown at them. but because they have they don't have any shields, so that damage doesn't really matter too much. But in most cases, when they have a shield, they'll just walk behind their shield tank onto point and get some free point presence.
Wish I had a hog.
Then the other shield issue I saw was here. So you're treating your shields currently like a Sigma. So I actually would have probably preferred you to go Sigma a little sooner. And luckily you do make that change in a little bit. But if you were to go Sigma here, you can keep putting out and recalling that barrier faster than Orisa can. Plus it has more health. So, and you have a better range damage as Sigma, at least for this point here. So instead of moving your shield over to the Junkrat, you could have pushed forward a little bit over here. Have it kind of face this corner, so you get some coverage from here, some coverage from the front, until your shields cool down back. So there's not many situations right now that you would need to fortify for like a really specific reason. So whenever you hear that ball doing his pile driver onto you, you'll hear the wind up. Just press shift. It'll prevent you from being knocked up. You won't get disoriented as easily, and you get some more damage onto him. Yeah, that pulls a little too slow for that. And see what you do with your barrier.
Get up there.
Oh, okay. So this is a moment I want to go over specifically. So you saw there what happens when you pull him up. And that's really what you want to do with all characters. So when you pull a character, if you're pointing at the ground, they're going to move to that spot on the ground, and then they get their movement back. However, if you pull a character up in the air, like some good distance, they will fall down, and then they'll move. So you have just like a slightly larger window to apply more damage and get the kill than just halting them onto the ground. And you'll see here that if you had that just like little small window, that little extra time, you would have been able to get this kill. You did pull him up a little bit, but it just wasn't enough. And that's where using your fortify on that pile driver, pointing up, using your pull in the air, and then dealing the damage over time. But that does take some practice, so definitely start working on that.
Ah, I can't believe I let him get away. I'm trash. I was gonna be mindful of it.
Nice kill. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you saw those icicles. Judging by where your cursor is pointed right now, you probably didn't. But if you have the shield in front of you here, which it is off cooldown, so you can definitely put down a new shield. There's May icicles coming in from the middle of the point. So if you had placed down a barrier in the front, your Kree or Junkrat, who's right here, can contest this May and prevent her from pushing in, while you do focus down and keep an eye out for the ball who's up top.
Watch top left.
Yeah, good call out. There you go. See how you pulled him up a little bit? If you had gotten it a little higher, he probably would have been slowed down a little bit more. May screws over the ball. Classic. Yeah, I don't mind that use of Fortify there. Get that shield down. It's already off cooldown. Late, but that's alright. Got a couple more seconds on that shield. I see you trying to place it. Great job. Luckily, they're not doing any kind of coordinated push.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, I don't remember if a fully healed Orisa, if she uses Fortify, if she's able to survive a Junkrat tire. I think that's true. Someone comment and let me know. I mean, not a terrible use of supercharger there, especially since everyone decided to group up at different times at the top. But it's working out for you, so that's pretty good. And yeah, you're just doing a great job cleaning up here.
Okay, well,
Bye, May.
that's unfortunate for that, May.
Yeah, screw it. It's fine.
You know, I'd rather be lucky than good, so I'll take that.
Hey, you can be good and lucky. Let's fast forward here. Okay, so we see the swap to Sigma. I like it. Sigma's a really good offensive hero. Tied with your ball, I'm not sure how well that will work. But with a McCree and a Reaper, gonna work out really good. It's gonna allow your McCree to get up pretty close to the enemy while hiding behind a barrier. And your Reaper's just gonna do the same thing. Your supports are still Zenyatta and Mercy, so that's fine on that part too. Overall, like a pretty good comp for this elo. Like, not gonna lie. You have a lot of carry potential as Sigma. This video was taken before the Sigma nerf went live, but his combo is still effective against 200 HP heroes. So if you don't know, Sigma's fucking T-pose there. Hold on, hold on. Sigma just T-posed on us. I need a picture of that. Holy shit. Ah, I missed it. He did it. T-pose. God damn.
A little bit of a T-pose going on there.
Hey. um, but yeah, Sigma's orbs now do 5% damage less
Oh,
each,
wow. Alright,
but
that's
his rock has been increased by 10. So lack of awareness there on the Symmetra turrets, but that's okay. One of your other teammates took care of it. I just want to go over Sigma's abilities and when to use them, because this engagement is pretty good. You could have been up to like over 9,000 HP if you played this better. Let's rewind. He's too busy talking about T-poses. Okay. So, you have it rounded the corner. No, you definitely did round the corner. Okay. So you haven't round the corner yet. You know there's a Symmetra. It's not going to be too much of a problem against you if you can get the kill quickly. Okay. So we see the Bastion. As soon as you see him start firing, because Orisa's already started firing at you. As soon as you see Bastion start firing, let go of your shield. Use your left shift. This will allow your shield to charge up a little bit. Allow you to get like 600 health. Then you can hide behind this corner for a moment, and then you can start engaging on the enemy.
Oh,
So
wow.
you almost
Alright,
died there.
Alright, good to know.
Nice try with the rock. Now they have a weird double barrier here. Yeah, good focus onto the Bastion there. So I kind of glazed over this, but the combo that you want to use, your left shift ability, I totally don't remember the name of it, and your shield is if your shield gets suddenly bursted down, or for some reason you need to keep your shield up so your teammate doesn't die, but you are getting caught out, use your left shift. It should be an escape ability, not used to just absorb damage that isn't really doing anything to you. Like if you have a healer pocketing you or a healer right next to you, and you're just taking kind of like some scrap damage from like Orisa, don't worry about it. Your healer should be able to heal you up. They'll be able to get all charge, and you're gonna really set yourself up well for the next fight. So what you want to do is only use this left shift ability when you're like absolutely like in a bad spot.
Alright, that'll work.
Nice job. Almost died there again. But you probably would have wanted to look at the Symmetro,
Alright, that works.
get a rock kill onto her first, just because she's so dangerous when she's super charged. This is before the Symmetra nerf as well, but given that the nerf just came out
Let's go top
yesterday, I
then.
don't know how well she'll still be against most of the tanks. Yeah. If people aren't in
Or
chat,
even
you
just
can also use
leave it
your
open if there's enemy.
communications wheel, or if you bind it to a hotkey, um, to get them to group up with you. Okay, you're gonna die here, but I wanted to just point something out with Sigma. If you had placed your shield here, you would have prevented a lot of damage that came at you, and you probably would have been able to kill the Symmetra before she was able to kill you. So what took a lot of your health were these Junkrat grenades. If you just place your barrier looking down a little bit, instant wall, they're going to have to chunk through your barrier before they can even start to get to you, but it allowed you time for you and your ball to look to the right here and kill the Symmetra.
Oh shit. How did I
Unfortunate.
not even see that sim? That's bonehead move on my part.
You should check your audio cues. Um, Sometimes for certain people, like the voice volume is just a little too loud, that they can't hear like sound effects. So like footsteps coming up. And I believe in Overwatch, the enemy footsteps are slightly louder
Or what do you say?
than
Stagger
your
onto point.
teammates' footsteps.
Alright, cool.
So just keep an ear out for that.
Yeet.
Yeah, and if your team's not joining up with you, might as well join them, because at least you can make it a
Gotta
6v6
recall my
in
barrier.
one area instead of a 5v6 with you off somewhere else. Take care of these symmetric turrets. So there's a lot going on here. You know what? I'm okay with this push because they're wasting a lot of ults. I don't think there was anything you guys could have really done there, just be with all the ults that were used. Just take a look here.
Stagger onto point.
Okay,
Alright.
you have your McCree, you have your Reaper, you have your Zenyatta. Your ball, I think, is up on top here, shooting down, which is good. He's opening up a little bit of space for you guys, but not enough that this Reinhardt isn't looking at you. Okay, your Reaper fell down. McCree's still there. Ball's up there. Zenyatta's there. You're missing. So either your Mercy's coming back from spawn or she's behind you.
Yeet.
Probably could have held on to that cooldown just because it takes so long to come back, and your shield's already halfway done. So here's another example of all this damage coming after you. Your barrier just broke,
Crap.
and you
Oh,
decide to
there.
hide. You could have pushed in here, with all that damage looking at you, absorbed it as you pushed in. Ball would have dropped his ult, and now you have chaos here while you have a team ready to engage. Um, you didn't take care of these turrets, which I'm not sure if it was just because you were so tunnel visioned on this, that you just didn't take a moment to look to your left or right. Um, these turrets can just be taken out with your melee. So if you have, you can just quickly turn in melee the center of these, it will kill both of these, and you'll just have to worry about one on the side instead of all three. Okay, so only Orisa's shooting you, and this is what I mean by using your left shift ability to absorb useless damage. While she's not getting boosted, she's just being healed. No one else is looking at you currently. Reinhardt's going to come to you soon, but your shield's almost fully charged, and you have a healer behind you. So you really don't need to be using this just yet. Okay, this fight happens second by second. Symmetra rushes in with her ultimate. The the ball unfortunately bops the entire team or half the team towards you. So now you need to start moving backwards. which you start doing, which is great. Your shield is fully charged. Go ahead and place that bad boy right out in front of you. Again, don't need to use the rock there, just because they do have shields. And that rock wouldn't have been enough to kill bongos. McCree and Reaper just died, so this fight is practically lost at this point. Your best bet is trying to get out alive. So that was a lot. Hopefully that came out as well as I planned it to. But honestly, there's just taking pointless damage. You almost have your ult. Please don't use it here. And we're using it. All right. I'm gonna go over that ultimate in a moment as well. Yeah. So if your ball wasn't so engaged on the enemy team, I bet they're probably feeling like they're doing everything in their power. But it's not helping your team who thinks that they have to consistently be engaged. So just getting in that chat a little bit more in between these fights will help your team kind of realize what the actual priority is and what the win condition is. We'll go over win conditions a little bit later. Rough here. Yeah, exactly. Really good rotation and just a perfect kill. So you can see what a good rotation does for you, right? You were stuck up here dealing with these stupid turrets, not really helping to the team fight at all. And it took a Junkrat to push you for you to realize, and also you not realizing that the other turret was right there, that this was pointless. You're spending your time and your Mercy's time doing something that was completely irrelevant to the fight. But hey, that's why we learn. And you realize that too. So, yeah, let's keep going. Good kill onto him. And you could stay up here because Sigma's range is 20 meters. So his orbs are going to be exploding about at the center of the point. Anywhere that you just point your cursor at will explode about here if I'm judging the distance right. We'll test that out too. Great rock onto the Moira there. Hey, you're starting to recognize things. That's really good. And luckily you have a really good Mercy, and you're doing a great job by slamming this Rein.
Rein's weak.
He chose the wrong fight. Again, you got to take care of those turrets before you do anything else. Now, I want to point this out. I don't know if you realize what you did here, but you actually created a lot of space. So let's back up a little. So the Ryan is coming back. He's going to try to get back to his team. And your Pro Genji, I think that's your McCree. Yep. Your McCree's here focusing down the Rhine as well. You could have put out a barrier here to help protect your McCree a little bit more. I think he dies here. He does not. But your ball starts to make the space. He starts to attract all the attention while your team groups up behind you. You're going to move on to the middle of point. And we're going to get a really cool thing that happens here. A little bit. Yes. Oh, right there. Sorry. So basically what you did here is you allowed your DPS and your aggressive Zen to push up on the side. Should take care of that turret though. Get the kill onto these three enemies here. While your ball's to your left, middle, and you just basically create a like semicircle of fire that they have no way to cover. So really good job there, whether you intended it or not.
Orisa. Focus Orisa.
Great job. Just stupid rock onto him. Oh man, I love these games.
Nice.
Great job. All right. Good job on the victory there. Now let's go ahead and show you some stuff. Show off some text. Okay. So there's two things that I wanted to go over. It was, first off, if you have to, not that you should, but if you have to play up this past this choke, only go this far. Because if you're shielding here, allowing your team to get some damage, and then your shield goes down, you can pull back here, and then allow yourself time to back up to here. That's the first thing that I want you to know. Second thing, remember when you were up here and you had the sim and the hog chasing you? If you try to hold your shield like this, you move so slow, and you will die. However, you apply this little tech of jumping, you can really help mitigate the damage that comes to you. Because your shield takes some, you take some. And you move backwards at the same speed that you are just jumping backwards. So yeah, little grind tech that you should get used to if you ever need to get out of somewhere. Alright, so the second thing, or I guess the third thing, is when to charge at a spinning ham end. Find the apex of his spin, which on this point can't be any farther out than this edge here. You want to position yourself to where the apex of the swing is going to be. And if you were to charge, even if you mistime it so like you don't grab him here, but maybe you grab him here or maybe you grab him there, you have all this space to work with, which is a lot more than if you were to try to aim down here, because you're only going to connect with him here or here. So if the hammer is spinning around and he's like there, like right here, go ahead and charge and you'll pick him up. Of course, that will take some practice, but those are the Reinhardt tricks I want you to learn. Okay, so you've just made the rotation, you've killed this Junkrat, which was really awesome play. You're here. You can extend your barrier down here. Actually a little bit higher. That was bad. There we go. Extend your barrier there. Allows your team to set up around here and just get some poke damage in. Try to break down the shields that were there. You're here. And look where your balls will end up making damage. Right on the center of the point. So if anyone on their team attempts to try to push past their Orisa barrier, which was about right there, go ahead and just apply damage. Catch people off. Your rock. The farther the rock goes, the more damage, not the more damage, but the longer the knockdown that character experiences. Then, when your team is ready to push in, you can drop down, pull back in, absorb damage, place that out, and just fight out here. Now, when you tried to use your ult before, I noticed that you went straight downward. Sigma can fly in his ultimate. I'm not going to be able to stay up in the air because there's no targets caught in the ultimate. But if there were any targets caught in the ultimate, you'd be able to continue flying and perform the damage same range. So for Hanamura, for example, I recommend activating your ultimate pretty much at these arches. Because when you do that, you fly upwards, about here, activate, and deal the damage when they fly upwards. And you'll be able to get some like almost instant kills on your 200 HP. That's going to take care of everything for this video. I hope you'll find these tips useful to elevate your gameplay. And as always, leave a like and subscribe. I will be giving out content week. This week I'll be doing 2 videos just because I'm really excited to get the channel up and running. And hit that bell icon, I suppose. And if you would like to submit any videos yourself, go ahead and follow the link below in the description to our Discord channel, where you can find information on how to submit VODs. I've been Scorch24, and we'll see you next time.